everybody, welcome into Rock Painting 101. Today we're going to do a little silhouette nativity scene rock for Christmas. So we're going to start by creating a blended background onto our rock. So I'm just going to go right on my rock with a dot of blue, a dot of white, and one itty bitty little dot of black at the top. And then we are going to blend our background here. So we'll start with our blue in the center. I've just got a flat brush here. We're going to go back and forth with our blue here in the center. We might need to add more blue in a little bit. Just get it all the way out to your edges. And then we're going to blend down into our white. Whoop, sorry, bonked you there. I don't want any actual white. I just want it to be a little lighter at the bottom. So we're going to really blend right on our rock to get that white in there to make it fade into a lighter blue. Like that. I'm going to wipe my brush here. We're going to add one more dot of our main blue color on here. Okay. We'll blend that back and forth to the edges again and down into our light. Then we're going to go up into the dark and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to blend that, wipe off some extra into our blue. It's nice and dark at the top of the sky. Wipe off the extra black there. Ooh, sorry you guys. Bonking me a couple times. There we go, and then right back into our blue, down into that light color, and back up. This is just going to be our bottom layer base coat here, like that. We're going to give this a second to dry, and then we'll do our next layer. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to place our bright star at the top of our rock. And we're going to do this now, and then we're going to do another layer at the end. So I'm just going to take white, and I'm going to create almost like a cross style star here. I'm going to center it at the top of the rock, right on top of that black. Just create like a little cross for now. We're going to go back in and add on top of this layer later. We're going to create kind of a shine from the star going down that we're going to build our silhouette on top of. But we're going to do that using some layers of blue and white. So we'll work fairly quickly so that we get some blending going on. I'm just going to take from the star center point and create kind of these downward strokes on my stone down towards the base, and you can kind of let it fade away as it comes down. And then I'm going to take just a little dot of my blue paint here, just go right in there with the same brush, same thing, pulling it down. You want it to kind of blend in to that white. Get you your lighter shades of blue, like so. Get a little more of that blue on there. And we're going to go back to white next one more time. We're going to go back and forth until we create basically with our lines all the way filled in with paint. So I'm going to put my lid back on here and just put one little dot of my white paint. Working right on my paper. I don't even have a palette out. We'll go right into that and not even cleaning my brush in between. Streak, streak, streak down. And again, we're going to put a star right on top of that when it's all said and done. So don't worry about the bottom of it turning on you. Back and forth between these colors. You just want to have it breaking apart the white just a little bit. You just want this bottom to be filled in as well, so you can pull some up from the bottom too. And once we have it filled in, I'm going to come with an even smaller brush with our white last. So make sure when you're using your bigger brush, the last few strokes here are going to be the blue. Smaller liner brush. Come back with our white pull from the top or the bottom to create these marks coming down. When you're doing these last white ones, you can do a few, kind of wipe off on your paper in case you pulled up any of the blue. Now we have to let this layer dry next to, and then we're going to work on our silhouette, and then we'll finish up our star on top as well. Okay, so now it's time to create the nativity scene. So we're going to start first by creating our horizon or our ground line. Now I want that to actually cut into the bottom of our light coming from our star. So just cut straight across that first, and then we're just going to fill in the space below it with our black. There we go. And now we're going to create the nativity. Now we're going to keep this really simple, like I like to do here. Nice one-on-one style. I do want to make sure I get that all the way to the bottom so there's no blue peeking through below my black on my bottom of my rock here. You can also take and frame the entire thing with a black outline as well if you want to give it a nice finished edge. I'll probably do that at the very end. Okay, to create our nativity, the first thing we need to do is create our manger. Now you want to make this big enough that you can fit everything else inside. So take that back. That's not the first thing we're gonna do. We're gonna actually start with baby Jesus in the center, because you can always make your manger around what you place down. So we need to make his, I'm gonna grab even the smaller brush here. So this is a 10/0 round. The other one is just a 0. So we're gonna grab a little black here. Sometimes I will fill it and kind of streak it on the paper so you don't end up with any lumps on it. All right, and then we're going to create where baby Jesus is. So we're just going to create an X shape that disappears into our bottom. Put the line on top. Okay, and then we're just going to create kind of an arch on that. And that is where he's going to be laying. There we go. And then we're going to create Mary and Joseph on the sides here. So they're usually, in most of them, depicted as kneeling. So start with kind of the head over, and we're just going to make a line first. So there's the head over, that would be shoulders, body comes down, and then to the kneeling position. So it's almost like a funny shaped Z. And then we'll fill out the body next, but we're going to do the same thing on the opposite side here. Like that. And then you can fill out the shape and form of them a little bit more. We're keeping these very simple for you guys. If you want, you can make more details on these. For now, we're just keeping it so you know what we're conveying. Okay, so once you have the family in there, then we'll add on our so we'll have the roof come to a peak. So we're going to do a triangle top here, and then legs coming down. So you can decide on the height on one on length on either side here. And then we'll create a peak that comes up and towards the middle. And then we can thicken those lines up just a smidge. If you want, you can add some more details in the gable area here if you want to kind of create something that comes across. And maybe a little extra. I've got a crack in my rock right there, so it's kind of hard for me to create a lot of detail up here. Again, this is a jumping off point, so once you see it, you can make it your own and add more details to it if you like, just like that. You could also add some things off to the side as well, some animals if you like. I'm gonna rinse my brush off here really good, and then we're gonna come back with our white one last time to create our star at the top. And I might add one more little streak here that kind of faded on the right hand side, a little bit extra there. So I'm gonna go my white. This is the same one I was using before, the 10/0 round. I'm just gonna add just one last little highlight here on that far side, just because it needs it. And then create the star on top of the highlight up here. Add a couple little extra details. Just like that. So I'm going to go ahead and do a quick edge around the outside with my black so you can see what I mean by framing it. It just gives it a nice crisp edge. I'll start it while you're watching, but then I'll speed up part of it just because once you see it, it's not too hard to replicate. So go ahead and you can work right out of your black. As long as everything is dry underneath, it's okay to work out of your lids. If you're unsure if your coat below, then put it on a palette. So we're just gonna load up a brush, and then we're just gonna work our way around the outside edge here just to create a frame to give it a nice clean edge on the outside. But again, I will speed this up for you, but I'll let you watch. And there we have it. A beautiful silhouette nativity scene that even the newest of painters can pull off. So I hope you enjoyed this rock painting tutorial. If you did, take a second and give it a thumbs up. Let us know what you think in the comments below. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe. I will link to the rest of our Christmas playlist here at the end of the video. Bye-bye.